Today's a lovely November the 8th, 2025. Here at Massapequa Station on the Long Island Railroad's Babylon line. Gonna catch the Z trains today. And this is a great place to watch trains because the Montauk Branch or the Babylon line will be very busy this weekend because of signal work at Hicksville. There's no trains running via the Central Branch. So all your Central Branch traffic will go through here, in addition to your Babylon terminating and Massapequa terminating trains. And you have the Z trains running from Penn Station to Ronkonkoma, and they'll be going through here. And what you're looking at is something that was installed to make way for the east side access when it opened. This is Massapequa 2E signal. There's an interlocking here, and you can see the switch. There's signals on both tracks. There's a little storage track here for the Grand Central to Massapequa trains that operate. A very weird service that was created out of the East Side Access Project. And you can see an M9 on the storage track east of the station. That's going to make up 6251 from Massapequa to Grand Central. It's amazing. From Massapequa West, you have direct weekend service to Grand Central. But from east of Massapequa, you have to change to go to Grand Central. I haven't stood on this platform since I was a kid. It's been recently renovated. Looks very nice. Gonna spend considerable time here getting the usual Babylon line traffic, plus a couple of Z trains and one train that normally takes the Central Branch to Montauk. Well, at 12:33, it's running a little late, is 6151 from Babylon to Penn Station. After here, he'll make limited stops to New York. You can see 6251 sitting in the pocket track over there, waiting to follow him as a local to Grand Central. All over the place here. Well, if you want to go to Grand Central from points east of here, you can either transfer at Jamaica to a train going there or get off here and wait for the following local. Well, right on cue, the switch is open. Here comes 6251 out of the storage track. Gonna come into the station and make local stops to Grand Central Terminal. That honking you heard? Well, there was a good reason for it. Spaghetti and Meatballs was running this train. And that banging you heard in the background while this was coming in was 6130 en route from Penn Station to Babylon. And the conductor in the rear relayed a message to me saying Spaghetti and Meatballs says hello. 12:38, here comes 6012 from Jamaica to Montauk. He's crawling along behind 6130. This Babylon line is extremely congested this weekend because of the signal work at Hicksville. He's got an approach. And approaching westbound at 103 is train 6153 from Babylon to Penn Station. This is a local train. The way it works out from Babylon, they have a local every hour and an express, limited stop express every hour. He's about to pass under the signal Massapequa 1E. Well, that eastbound slow approach signal at Massapequa 2E signal is heralding the arrival of 6250 from Grand Central, terminating here. He'll go into the storage track. And 106, 6250 arrived. He's emptying his train as this is his last stop. All right, he's heading into the storage track now. Watch him throw the switch. He's got 6150 for Babylon right behind him. And with the number 2 track switch line straight, 6150 has a clear signal. Oh, here comes 6150 for Babylon arriving at 112. Should have Z train from Ronkonkoma to Penn Station, 7953 coming shortly. Hey, 116 approaching a Z train, 7953, Ronkonkoma to Penn Station. He'll have 504 in the lead with the K5 LLA. See if I can get him to blow his horn. train 7950, Penn Station to Ronkonkoma. We'll catch him again on the Central Branch. At 1:59, we're at the Main Street crossing in South Farmingdale on the Central Branch. Here comes 7950 heading west on the Central Branch to Beth, then he'll proceed east on the main line. Try to catch him for the third time at Farmingdale. Boy, 516 with that K5L was really making some good music. All right, at 2:14, we're getting 7950 for the third time. We're at the Main Street crossing in Farmingdale this time. He's approaching Farmingdale to make a station stop. Grandma's kitchen doesn't hear diesel horns going by here too often. Hey, 2:32, the gates are going down on Main Street in Farmingdale for 7961. Z train from Ronkonkoma to Penn Station. Let's head for the Central Branch and get him a second time. We're at the Albany Avenue crossing in East Farmingdale on the Central Branch. And here comes 7961 heading towards Babylon. DM30AC 519, that's got probably one of the better K5LL horns. We're on a third line to get the 7961 heading to New York from Ronkonkoma. The Z train, Copiague, should catch 3 diesels here. No, actually 4. Should get the westbound 7961 again, 6038 from Jamaica to Speonk, a roustabout from Speonk to Jamaica, and an eastbound Z train. 307, here comes 6038, Jamaica to Speonk. right, 311. Shortly, the Z train 7961 that we'll see for the third time will be heading west, finishing his last journey from Babylon to Penn Station. They call these trains Z trains because of the course that they take between Ronkonkoma and Penn Station. They use the main line to Beth, the Central Branch to Babylon, and the Montauk Branch and main line into New York. Takes the shape of a reversed Z. These trains were very common when they were doing the triple track construction, but they're very rare now. It's a treat to get these now. We're about to pass Copiague at 326 is 6163 from Babylon to Penn Station. It's a semi-express. Makes all stops to Massapequa, then Freeport, Jamaica, Woodside, and New York. And there'll be a Speonk to Jamaica roustabout right behind them. So once this train gets past Massapequa, that roustabout should be able to stretch its legs a little bit. Point out that Amityville, Copiague, and Lindenhurst are 10-car platforms, and they're desperately in need of being extended to 12 like all the other stations on this line are. By looking at this, I'm sure they could definitely engineer something to extend the platform east by covering over this open area. Here at 3:30, shortly coming westbound into view will be that roustabout from Speonk to Jamaica. Roustabout is pretty much, it's supposed to get equipment where it's needed. So somewhere on the system, that set of equipment is needed. Should have 6158 from Penn Station to Babylon, another semi-express going east. He'll make the same stops as 6163, but in reverse. And right behind him will be the eastbound 7962 Z train from Penn Station to Ronkonkoma. And he'll be dragging his feet behind 6158. Here comes the roustabout. 5 cars with DE30AC 404 in the rear. Dawdling at least to Massapequa before he takes off a bit. Here's 6158 at 334. Terrible sun angle here. Z train right behind them. All right, down below with a better sun angle, here comes the Z train 7962. head to the Central Branch and get him the second time. With the Wellwood Avenue crossing in North Lindenhurst on the Central Branch looking west. And you can see signal C331. That's a fairly new position light signal they installed here. Here comes 7962 heading west at 357. They did a lot of brush cutting here. What a nice view. Get him for the third time. 424 with the Little East Neck Road crossing on the main line at Wyandanch, and approaching is 7962 en route from New York to Ronkonkoma. He just pulled out of Pine Lawn Station. Sun is fading fast. Time was 4:28. We're still at Little East Neck Road. We got 7969 Ronkonkoma to New York. He just pulled out of Wyandanch. We'll get him here and a couple of other places later on. Then I'll call it a day. He's got the 516 on the point with the K5L horn. It's 4:57 p.m. The sun is set with the Grand Avenue crossing on the Central Branch, and approaching is run by number 2 of 7969 from Ronkonkoma to Penn Station. One last time in Lindenhurst. All right, this is our last stop today on our Z-Trains chase. My hometown. Get 7969 rushing through here one last time, finishing his final leg from Babylon to Penn Station. These Z-Trains have brought out fans from all over. All right, at 5:17, here he comes for the last time, 7969, heading for New York, fulfilling his backwards Z course to get from Ronkonkoma to Penn Station. It was a beautiful afternoon today. I wasn't expecting it to be that nice today. But today was the day to go out and get them. The Z trains will be running again tomorrow, but I don't think the weather will be as nice. So I'm glad I got them today. They kept me thoroughly entertained this afternoon.